kicks off another week here.
Yep.
Hey, Patrick. Hope you're doing well. Said I got all the Ravenloft books. I'll save them for the next time we go and we have the Wall of Fame discussion, especially. Is when I'll hit them up. Some. Hi, Patrick. Nice. All right. We're waiting on Mike.
Yep.
Whew. What's up, Caesar? So for those of you just on now here, I'll shout out a couple things. So tomorrow, Sunday evening, I talked to Jim Ward today on phone. He's got a huge announcement. He's going to share Sunday night. Yep. Okay. Okay. So that's something good. Don't forget, tomorrow night's the big giveaway. $75 and $25 gift certificates from Miniature Building Authority quarterly. The big quarterly giveaway from them.
Is this the 155th?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
155.
Yep.
This Sunday's the 200th cabin.
What a great way to celebrate it. Yep.
Yeah, it's perfect timing. It just fell that way. It was like, oh my gosh, this falls on the 200th. I was really excited about that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool.
We'll see what we can figure out to do for the 200 Legends of Dora. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a year away, almost 45 weeks at minimum,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so we have a little bit of time.
Yeah, we got. That'll be after GaryCon next year. So. Which is cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting stuff. I didn't see it, man. That must have been nice. Did not see that. All right, let me get through all my rest of my announcements, live announcements here. Hey, Phantom. Curtis! I am rooting for Golden State, dude. I'm not a Boston fan, so let's hope. We shall see. Thanks, Mr. Joel. Thank you very much. I love Gold Box, absolutely. So, hopefully some of you can catch Saturday night's event, because that's Sunday again. Darn it. Okay, another shout out there. Because we're going to have some awesome Gamescape. We got the Elven Treehouse. Bill is done it. What's up, Michael Von Molken? He's done it. It is awesome looking. It's going on the table. And it is fantastic. I may do a bonus giveaway of the STL for that on Saturday in addition to the dice. So, that we normally do here. Bones, what's up? Getting ready for Saturday night, Bones? All I'll say is whatever your guys are plotting, you can have at it. But just remember, we got a special guest. So, it'll be fun. I'm excited because she's going to really, I think, Utea May's, that's good. Utea May cosplay's character is going to really interact with viewers, Bones. You'll see with Devin, Dylan, and Excelli. Hey, Dill, good luck on your game. I know you'll be lurking. Oh, no, it'll be cool. It'll be totally cool. Because you'll see. You're all Celine. You're all from Houses of Celine. It's going to be fun. She's really excited about playing up this character. Yeah. She's really cool. It'll be a blast. It's my only Saturday night special this month. Me going on vacation, and then when I get back from vacation, when I get back in Caesar, when I get back from vacation, yes, we all have. Bill Master Crafter's daughter's graduation party is a week from that Saturday afterwards, so we'll be going to that. So I really don't have. It's like, and I just don't have any Saturdays free after this one we're doing. 9's no big deal, man. I do 7 all the time, Dale. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I heard one of my players, when he runs his game, he has 15 players, and it was like 13. No, sorry, 13 players, and I was like, 13?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Mike. He may have been sitting there for a while, and I missed him. What's up, Mike? If you were sitting there for a while, I missed you. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Oh, yeah? Starting in the fall. But you'll be back then, won't you? Let me give you some advice. If I said yes to every single thing I got asked to do, I would be thrown out of my house because that's all I'd be doing. Cool. Good on time here, which is good. Get all my references out, I think. Awesome. It's all good. I mean, I'm gonna. Wes, good to see you, man. 33 months. Wow. 33 months. Oh my. 47 months. Almost 4 years. Damn.
Wow.
Well, what's good is Twitch allows you now to take your founders and boot founders from your list who do not subscribe anymore. So then it'll go to your next one. So like I was able to take some that I've never heard of before. Like maybe they subbed that one time because I got 25. So like for example, Bones or anyone else will have 10. They'll have that first list. You can get rid of them now, ones that aren't participating. But once you boot them from that founder, they can't ever get the founder badge back. So, but it's neat. So tonight, everyone, interesting topic. A mic. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I did a couple. A Rethix got added on, with Skagith and Rethix. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Bones with a gift sub and Blue Box with a raid in at the same time. Let's just go to the front screen here and see. So thank you so very much. Awesome. Hey, John. Good to see you. You just hit us right in the middle of a hype train, man. We just started a hype train. Awesome. Fantastic. Great to see you guys. And that was an interesting discussion you had. About what the Kobayashi Maru that John put on all of them early on, but that's all right. That was pretty neat. So I got Anna Meyer and Greyhawk Mike Bridges with us tonight, and we have a great discussion on gods and powers of the Greyhawk Underdark. So that'll be 28 months for you, John. Wow, over 2 years. Like you said, we just had a 47-month and a 33-month skip by. So we got everyone on here. Let me hit this up. I'll hit up the giveaway real quick, as before I forget here. So Anna, Mike, how are you both doing? Everything good?
Yeah, a little bit tired, but I had we were out in Palm Springs yesterday, and someone we had with us in the car, she was a bit old, and it was 104 or 5 degrees something, so she got heat stroke and ended up in the emergency, and then we didn't know if she would be discharged or not, so it was until 3 o'clock in the morning this morning before we got home again. So
yeah, we're a few minutes early coming on here. I saw the raid coming in, so I said let's pop in and hit here up. Thank you so very much, One Rid. So if I said that right. So I want to share a quick story, and this is not me bitching. Well, maybe it is. 2 things. So now I see. Here we go. I'm gonna throw it out there. Now Nerdist, which is huge, picked up the Wired video from our friend Robert Wardall. Now they have a new article out about him.
Oh, see, there you go.
From Wire, so from Nerdist. So someone shared that with me. Not another DM podcast. I was like, oh my god, it's never going to end. But secondly,
it will keep you on the toes.
Yeah, it'll never end ever. But the second thing was I found out what a cesspool EN World's like Reddit feed is, their own feed, the EN World feed.
Oh, they have a Reddit feed?
Yeah, they do, and someone linked it in.
But Reddit feeds are generally.
Well, they got a general feed on there. So, by the way, so you get your choice of one of these 2. If you have both, I'll add another module. All right, Treasures of Greyhawk and the Adventure Begins, and one of these 4 for the which are all really cool: Morak Mansion, Quagmire, Veiled Society, and Crucible of Freya. All right. And if you haven't have all of those, I'll figure something out below for you. So trust me, if you win, you'll get 2 ones you don't have for most people. What's up, Casey? Yeah. So I went down and I put down, because they were all complaining about how much of grognards the Greyhawk community is, and that's why nothing will ever get. It was like nothing's ever going to get done by WotC because they don't want to deal with the grognards, and it went on for 22 pages. Just blah, 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 blah. Michael von Molku saw it. Yeah, and then I said, of course, I was, how I get snarky when something pisses me off. I put, so for all of you who are missing all of this that's going on now, I'm going to update you. And then I started talking about the con, all the communities, all the stuff going on. And also I mentioned how, I have a publication that Anna and I are doing with Troller Games that WotC's kind of giving us permission using fan content to publish it in Greyhawk. And then Michael came on and put on some other things. He put John at Blue Box on there and on the link. He put Guild Superior on the link, which was nice. A couple later, some person called me a liar. So no, that's not. Yeah. I was like, jeez. I was like, typical.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
never really ventured to,
I was like,
Reddit
that's it.
because it's kind of
I said, just wait for it to come out then. If you don't believe me, like, don't call me a liar. So yeah, wonderful. So yeah, this was on EN World, the EN World feed. It was on a it was on a D&D 5e feed.
It was in Reddit, not on the EN
You
World
got
forum, right?
Bloodwild got banned his first day. No, it wasn't on Reddit. It was on EN World's forum.
Yeah.
You got banned your first day on there. Okay, all right. Well, that explains it. Yeah. So it was EN World's feed. It wasn't Reddit, but it was like Reddit. It was EN World. They have their own feed.
Okay.
Morris is EN World's feed. Who so.
Okay.
So Casey says he quit dealing with them a long time ago. The good thing is Echo Hawk's list of LG mods. Well, that's cool. That's cool, Casey. I didn't even know that existed there. So if you want to link that, you can, Casey. If you want to link that
World,
for people.
but you have to kind of be tread carefully, I think.
Yeah, but you know me. When someone calls me out, I'm going to go right at them. So that was it.
Yeah.
It was just a minor thing. So we got a hype train going. Thank you very much for that hype train today. All right, the Underdark.
The Underdark.
Mm-hmm.
Deities of the Underdark, powers of the Underdark. So we can go any direction we want with this. Thank you, Casey.
Well, it's 3-dimensional. It's under. So you can go in every
exactly.
all directions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I linked some of the publications I'm going to use, and we'll go through some of the existing ones, and then we'll go through some other ones too. I'm assuming Mike has got some really good information on this, and let's just put it out there at the beginning. So where does the Underdark start? And the Underdark really starts after the G series goes into D1, D2, and D3, right? This is the initial start of the Underdark in Greyhawk. All these are running under the Crystal Mist and Hell Furnaces, if you don't know. So, and I know Gitano did a really neat map of it, which I couldn't find that on my computer. I know I have it somewhere. I hate when that happens. It's so much stuff. He actually shows the spots.
When you said that, I need to ask you kind of a question, half rhetorical. Meaning,
please.
Were there other Underdarks before or similar? I think it seems like must have been the first kind of Underdark big realm of any setting for D&D in Greyhawk, and then or are there others being developed earlier on? To me, it seems like must have been the kind of the original Underdark. And then
that's what I'm thinking. Mike, what are your thoughts on that? I don't know of something before that.
Yeah, that's
because
as early as I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we had like dungeons before, but this is the first when they took it and made it into an underground world, so to speak. Really, the scope kind of went much more than the basement and the sub basement and a few rooms.
From someone's basement to an entire ecosystem.
Yeah.
This area
so that can be, and after this, then now almost every setting of dignity in D&D setting comes with its Underdark. That is kind of
right. Yeah. So I don't know. I can't. This is going back, and these are 70s publications. I mean, D3 is 78.
Yeah, I mean exactly. It's really early on. So it's early even in Greyhawk history. It's super before early. Greyhawk was a formalized published setting. So yeah.
It's before the actual glossography even comes out. I mean, all the G's and the D's are very early. So
were they written for Greyhawk originally when they came out? Okay, so they were even that early.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because the G series, goes through. You got the Jotuns, right? So you have the Jotuns where the Hill Giants are. You have the Jotuns, then you have the Crystal Mists where the Frost Giants are, and then you have the Hell Furnaces, right, which are where the Fire Giants are, and then from there on G3 that connects to D1, right? Now we know in D1 there's what's the Lich's name? We went over the Lich that's here, that's just lying there over the hundreds of magic mouths from our Lich's discussion a couple of weeks ago is in Descent into the Depths of the Earth, but and then from D1 you go to the Shrine of the Kawatoa, and then you go to Vault of the Drowl, which all runs on along this length in here. So it definitely is. Was Greyhawk based to start off, but then you have I didn't even bring it up because I couldn't. The Menzo Barons and box set, and then it really goes off on a tangent. And then, now this book also, this book also, I love, even though Ed wrote this and the Drowl, the Underdark, there's a lot of usable information in it. That's another one. And then this one, which we're going to be doing mostly out of, right? Monster Mythology is probably our biggest book for tonight.
Yeah.
But then we have Jim Ward's great book, which we have some of the major deities in it. Look at this thing. This is my really messed up one.
Speaking of Ed Greenwood and that book, we need to have him on and talk about the difference between Greyhawk, Dark Elves, and Forgotten Realms ones down the line, because Ed was in early on and saw this happening, so to speak. When that will be interesting to have his take on the early Drow, so to speak, and how they came about and how they did differentiate themselves over the different settings. So
when was the term Underdark first used in print? M5, I don't know, but I'll tell you this: in the original Dungeon Master's Guide, there is a line that says the Drow are only legend. So the Drow, it says Dark Elves or Drow are only legend. It's mentioned in that book. So that's in the original Dungeon Master's Guide. Have you seen revisions to the deities from Monster Mythology? I have not, Blood. I have not seen that. I have not. Hey, Walt. Walt, your resub's up too, man. Don't let Patrick get you there.
Bloodwell, I've seen some of their reworks. I'm not sure I've seen the Underdark Deity specifically, but the Old Dragon, his revisions of the gods are really, really cool and interesting. So if you can link to that project, please do, because they're really, really cool. So more people should see them, because I think they were publicly available.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now note the low road data we have here from Rich Longitalis and David Leonard running, which they took and runs the length of the Lort Mill Mountains. So I have Underdark in my game. I have Underdark connections to that. So I'm assuming that only makes sense, right? So Fafnir and the Grey Mouser are from Lankmar, and Lankmar sometimes is placed in Greyhawk in a lot of locations. In fact, Jason Zavoda, departed Jason Zavoda, put Lankmar in Greyhawk as Greyhawk City originally.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not. They're from.
I have plans to put it on Worth somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah. So the answer is a lot of people
not officially.
Retcon.
Yeah, exactly. What I will do is that I will retcon the terrain in there. So if you want to place it, you can place it in a terrain that will look like the Lankmar map, so to speak.
Very cool. So, Mike, have you added anywhere? Did you do Night Below or added Underdark locations?
I would guess Geralt Dahl from 5 shall be 1 would be Underdark. Maybe.
Yeah.
Any place where a culture living underground.
Yeah, up here.
Would be Underdark worthy.
Right.
I mean, caves big enough to have entire cities in them. It's pretty close to the same as the Vault of the Drow. Maybe not as deep.
Thanks, Patrick.
And I would also have one of the definitions of Underdark is that when you have creatures and cultures and stuff that fully live underground, they never go out, meaning they have their whole existence, meaning they get them, they have their feeding underground, they're sustaining themselves fully underground. That's when I would define it as Underdark, so to speak.
Then my example would not be Underdark.
What?
Because the orcs are not sustaining their trade in food primarily from underground sources.
Okay, yeah. But that's only my private kind of thought of
no, you're
how
right,
to define it, so to speak. That there will be someone living a culture or community.
Underdark, there's Undercommon. There's a shared language of Underdark races.
There's Silent Tongue too.
All the Underdark races, well, not all, a lot of the Underdark races are adapted to living underground, be it their vision or the radiation is done, giving them extra powers that others of their type, like Drow, have powers that regular elves don't have, etc. Duergar has powers that regular dwarves don't have.
And they're not all evil either.
No, exactly. They're not.
Deep gnomes. So we'll get to that definitely. So note that, when you're thinking of Greyhawk, you can put an Underdark location almost anywhere you want. I'll get you, Enoch. I got you at the end tonight. But just note, if you're doing, and Night Below has preludes in this whole area here. This is where Night Below takes place.
Yep.
It's under here.
We have to mention
Carl
Maldin's.
Sargent's,
Yeah, we have to mention Maldin's. I'll see if I can find
a link to Maldin's.
Yeah, because he made good work on that area.
Yeah, so just note that that's where that Night Below is placed in Greyhawk as well, because it was generic. The great thing about that is there's barely any Dark Elves in it.
Carl Sargent did Night Below, right?
Yes.
And he did Monster Mythology.
I thought.
Right?
I thought someone else did Monster Mythology, and he.
Or was he involved in that?
You know, it doesn't.
Anyone?
Like the first page, it's not even who. It's not the author's not even on the pages. Let me look here. Good question.
For some reason I was thinking he did Monster
He did.
Mythology.
Writer Carl Sargent, editor Scott Herring. Yeah, he did this book too.
Okay, so Carl Sargent is responsible for a major portion
A
of
boatload.
what we know of the Underdark.
A boatload of deities from the Underdark, and a boatload of special creatures, monsters, all sorts of things. Considering that Night Below has some really cool additions. So what we can do, Curtis, is put the PDFs of Monster Mythology and Complete Book of Memories. Well, you should, because they're both wonderful. In fact, these. I forget why they're blue. Is it because they're rules supplements? Is that why they were blue colored instead of?
Oh yeah, these are DM supplements. They're blue.
DM
the player ones were brown.
Brown and the green
and then
was
you
campaign.
had campaign reference was green.
Yeah. You can't go wrong, Curtis. The Necromancer complete book of Necromancers. I used a lot. I added a lot of stuff in to my Necromancer, and
they're all great. So get them as PDFs because they're available as PDFs, and if not, then try and get them in print or reprint because they're fantastic. All of them are.
Okay, so let's just hit the big one up first, and then we'll go from there. All right, we're going to non-human deities here. This is Jim Ward. By the way, everyone, please note, Jim Ward will be on Sunday night. I talked to him via phone today to verify. Jim Ward, Jeff Grubb, and Ed Greenwood, Sunday at 7. All three.
Yeah, so we're talking about Underdark deities. The idea for this topic came up because we have done evil deities. We've done good deities. We've done neutral, druidic stuff. And we've only talked about surface.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we did not. Absolutely. So Loth is here. Loth is also in D3. Loth is also in Q1. Someone you had mentioned. You mentioned Q1 leads into the D1 to 3 series. Just like Temple of Elemental Evil, it didn't come out right afterwards. There's a gap of years in between those. So people got to the end of D3 at the Fane of Loth, and they're like, I want to go in there, but I don't have the next adventure. It happened. It happened multiple times. So, once again, Loth's main weaknesses in old school is her hit points, but hey, you can change that. Demon Queen of Spiders, Chaotic Evil, worshipped by Lareth the Beautiful in the original Hamlet, which was the only real time I've ever seen a human ever worshipping Loth, which is a weird anomaly.
Do we know where Lareth the Beautiful came from, or is it just popped in there and just worship Drought? That's all we know.
We don't. There's no that I'm aware of. There's no
no backstory.
Delve into it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I would love to know that, but it could be it's in Gary's Hamlet. He was just really thinking outside the box.
He just wanted to have a connection somehow, so he just made it up.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, exactly. There it is. They're only legend, and they're not. Yeah, they just did. They weren't in there. They were not in there until you get to these. G3 is actually the first instance of Dark Elves appearing that I'm aware of. Is in the 3rd level of Fire Giant series. It was written. Q1 was written, and it was written. Yeah, well, that. Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah, someone could really do a good analysis on that. That'd be neat. All right, and that's what another thing we talked about. I'm going off on a tangent. I apologize. There was a post There was a post. Should we create a massive compilation of all the 576 data that's out there and make one big brand new updated book? And I'm like, no, that would be take years. There would be fighting over it, and everyone has their own spin on it. It's better to in the community create your news stories, create all the great things that are going on now, and add to it. That was my opinion, because that would take. I don't know how you've still not done updating your map.
Well, I've updated 4 or 5 times over now, so
Exactly.
I do it every year or two. But I'm not against a project like that. If someone wants to do it, that will be fantastic. But you run into IP issues because you have to rewrite the text if you want to publish it. So there's a bunch of stuff like that. But of course, if someone wants to take on the kind of a librarian kind of thing and write it down, I will be an avid consumer user of it. That's for sure. But it is a major undertaking. So yeah,
it would take decades.
And outside my expertise to rewrite stuff, I rewrite occasional stuff for my campaign, so to speak, to fit in. But those are small little things comparatively, and so on. But on the other hand, we can always have more people who want to dig in. But I agree, it's an enormous undertaking to do it. But so is mapping it. So yeah.
Yeah, but with this, there's much more opinion that can go on what's actually lore and what's not. What's
that's true. But that's always, and that's, for me, that's part of the fun, because it's not about dogma. I'm not a dogmatic person, so it's kind of it's like this. I'm more like, it's the importance is to find the stuff and inspire others to use it and spin, so to speak. That's the then
I like inspiring by telling stories, new stories.
Yeah.
So, Mike, thoughts on Loth? I mean, she's vital in the D series, and also vital in Greyhawk.
I definitely liked what I saw in These and Demigods. Made sense that there was like evil demon goddess, something or other. She's definitely taken on a whole life of herself. We could do an entire show on her, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we want to dig into it.
Yep.
What I was mostly interested when this topic came up was the other deities in Dark Elf life, because if you want to argue about drought culture, then I think a good place to start is the other religions attached to it.
Yep, and we can go there
it's
next.
At least the Vault of the Drow is a matriarchal society, right?
Yep.
But it's like, all right, what's in it for the male dark elves, and so you got Verum, this god of thieves, and he's the main patron of the male dark elves, which that interested me.
All right, so I'm gonna have to do it from Monster Mythology, because I don't have. I thought I had Drowl the Underdark up in PDF. Varun's in here, correct?
Yeah.
What page, Mike? Do you know?
But go back to Loth just a little bit. And,
okay.
And one of the aspects I want to I think is kind of cool, because it is in Greyhawk, I think, is the clearest example of a demon lord being directly the kind of the deity. It's the most clear example of a demon cult that I think we have. Meaning all the other ones, they are meaning Girast and Fratsur Blue or all the other ones are mentioned, but they don't, and they have cults, but they're not detailed. Here we have a clear-cut demon cult, so to speak. The Drow is depicted as Lolths, that they're cult of Lol, and I think they set a really interesting, cool example, because this is just one way to interpret it, but you can interpret it that Lolth seduced or coerced or whatever, took elves and turned them into Drow for her purpose, so to speak. And that opens up, what if other demon lords take other creatures and turn them into versions for their service and their pleasure and their use, so to speak. That opens up for interesting possibilities. And you can say that some races that are there are creations of other demon lords. They are the product of a demon cult. So I think just that aspect in itself merits more study of Drow and Loth.
The
as a-
the Greyhawk history of Drowl is that Kerellen and Loth were fighting each other, and the Drowl lost on the surface and fled to the Underdark. That's
and then you have, that's the other cool thing. Then you have myth, religious myth,
Thanks,
creation myth and stuff, and then
But
you
I got
have
it
to
here.
decide as a DM how much of that creation myth is literally true or how much of it is just sayings, so to speak. You have to kind of decide that in your campaign where you want to do it, so to speak, what you want to do with it. Yeah.
True. So who's dinging me? If that is yeah, it could be. So I got Drowl the Underdark, which is a lot bigger print. So Mike.
Anyhow, it makes me wonder. Like, we know Wolf controls Walt of the Drow. I know nothing about Menza Baranzan, but in the Front Realms, we can assume she controls that city as well, correct? But
Yes, just from the
then
Drizzt novels, you know that.
in a greater developed world, and if we just focus on Greyhawk, I don't know, maybe someone in the chat knows, but I don't know of any other Dark Elf cities. And if so, do they worship other gods primarily?
Well, is there a city in Night Below? It's not Dark Elf.
Yeah,
is there an Abylus city in Night Below? I thought there was.
I think there is. Yeah, I think there is something. But it's interesting, meaning that Drow might only come from Loth had one cult center, so to speak, and that's where they come from. And they might not be widespread everywhere else, so to speak, or they might spread slowly from there or something. I don't know. It's kind of, you can make it. But Volmolko has an interesting, that Greyhawk, then it's spelled Lolth, and in Forgotten Realms Lloth. Is that, I never realized that that's the case. That's kind of cool. Yeah.
It is spelled differently. He's correct.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good find.
Keratones, and is it Exactal City or Underground Seas? In the Underground City. All right, so there are other cities detailed in Night Below. Tim's a Night Below expert, actually, which is good. So, so there are other gods of the Dark Elves.
Oh yeah.
Veyrun,
and is that what is it? Elistry or whatever is mentioned in deities and demigods?
No, she's not in deities and demigods. No.
Hang on a second here.
No.
Now I'm okay. Now I need to hang on a second.
She's in Drowl the Underdark and Monster Mythology.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, do you want to see? There's her cult dancing naked all around the fire is in here. I believe. Loth is first. So Veyrun's in here, the god of thievery. Illustrate is a very, and I have a specialty priest class of it. Kind of has lost its touch in our game lately. Haven't had a lot of use of things with Illustrate. Where's Veyrun? Where the heck are they? Veyrun. All right. There's Zinkarla. Maybe it's before. There's Loth. This is the best one for all that stuff. All right, maybe it's before Loth. All the tentacles. That's here. All right. So here is that Ganodora? This is Ganodora, which is not the Elder Elemental God. There's Ganodora. Yeah, in the 6th book, Dark Elf Cities, Forgotten Realms, or other Underdark cities described. Yes, and the 3rd deity is mentioned. Yeah, there's Ganodora. There's another one. Because remember, Ed told us Ganodora and the Elder Elemental God are not the same. Okay. So there's Ganodora.
Yeah, because if anyone wrote more about the Underdark, it's probably R.A. Salvatore.
R.A. Salvatore, yep. R.A. Salvatore, and then next Carl Sargent. And here's Illustrate. So here's her. She's got the goddess of good elves. There you go. There's Illustrate, and they're dancing around the fire at nighttime in the above the Underdark. The Dark Maiden is the goddess of good Drowl. So I will say right here, right now, that this also shows that all orcs aren't evil, all Drow aren't evil. No, they never were, because this is that's Illustrate proves that, and this is 37.5 years ago, right? this thing is published. Yeah, so you have your deities of the Dark Elves. There's a couple others too. Yeah. Lord of Scarlet Tide has a Keratones city under Norwell. It does, and I undid that. I hated it. Gabriel, you're absolutely correct. I have that it's a connection to the Underdark that goes way deep down, and it's just the river, a waterway flows underneath there. You are absolutely correct. I have Murlocs coming out of that well, by the way. I had it in a recent adventure. I just the whole city was too much. Yeah, and I think James Jacobs wrote that, didn't he? I'm thinking it was James Jacobs who wrote that adventure. All right, so what do we got here from Lord Forth? Loth is on page 90. Yeah, Loth is, but not Illustrate. Only Loth is the only Dark Elf deity in Deities and Demigods. Yeah, and that's from 1980. Illustrate didn't exist in 1980 at all.
What power level is Illustrate?
Power level?
Yeah, is she lesser?
Lesser.
Lesser.
They're all lessers. Yeah, lesser. There are no graders. None of them are graders.
No.
Loth's not a greater god.
No.
They're all lessers. Ganodora, yeah. And then you go, and I was trying to get here. Here's the end, and the Drowl are here in G3, but I am looking. You would have thought I would look this up. It should be on.
Yeah, Matthew. I think she probably has had some power ups. She's kind of like Vecna all through D&D history.
It's everything levels up, and then it inflates through history. They started up, and also it's kind of funny. They had the symbolic number of hit points, like 66 hit points the beginning,
right?
And it kind of grows. So at least she has to get 666 hit points in some later edition then to make it kind of keep the symbology, but boost it to more appropriate levels.
Now, we won't argue about this, but right here in G3, there's the Wall of Tentacles, and there is a Drow priest with a lesser tentacle rod, who is an Elder Elemental God worshiper. Curate 1, Curate 2, and Epis named a Calavra. Okay. Right
That's
here,
where she appeared first,
in G3. Yes, in G3. I'm looking for the Elder Elemental God Temple, which is here too in G3. There's also one in D3, but it's detailed. Oh, it's the same as the one in G3, so it really doesn't talk about it. So the Elder Elemental God Temple is here as well. So that adds another deity, and that's a big part of the fight going on in D3 between the two factions, and I still have that going on in my game. I like tension with it by the evils within it themselves. So that adds another deity who's really not really written up anywhere that I'm aware of. And as Ed said, Ganodora and Elder Elemental God are separate. Okay. And that's what we have for our deities for the Dark Elves. Now, there's no reason you can't have a player character Dark Elf or half Drow, which appear in D3. It's the first appearance of a half Dark Elf, half human, and what's called an Elf Drow, half Elf, surface Elf, half Drow. They're in D3. Worship another deity. There's nothing wrong with that at all. As Zergaic Circle describes Ganodora as one of the 3 elemental god. I don't know. I'm just saying that Ed has said that Ganodora is not the elder elemental god that's worshipped in that the Drow worship. Certain Drow, the Elsir's family. So he may have said that, but it's not the one. Okay, it's very possible. But I don't. If you can reference that, that would be awesome. So and what's cool about all this is you find a lot of named Drow running around through here that you can use in your campaign that you don't want to permanently kill off. And the funny thing is, though, if you do kill off a Calavra, in here it tells you how that she'll be cloned and will still be in D3 anyway. So there's cloning going on this early in the game, so you don't have to worry about killing her, really, technically.
I think I need to look over to kind of look at cloning and stuff like that, and because it seems to be something that you story writers just put it in there at in whatever way, shape, and form that suits the story, and there is no kind of clear-cut rules on how it actually functions or what the limitations are and stuff. It's just like, okay, we need to have that person back. So, oh, it was a clone was stored somewhere or something. I need to look at that in my campaign.
Yeah, clones in 8th level magic is your spell in 1st edition.
Yeah, but it seems like they always retcon clones in as needed, so to speak, and stuff. So I need to figure out what the actual limitations are.
I think, Anna, if you think about it, that the predicament is, well, this is a recurring antithesis.
Yeah.
If the good guys kill her, what do we do? And that was a
but who can
workaround.
make a clone of what under what circumstances, so to speak? That's what I'm asking. Like, yeah, I want to know that before, so I know what kind of stories I can make and what can't be made, and how it can
the
be
reason they
tweaked and
don't
used.
Alderaan is, remember, clones become insane if their living original copy is alive.
Okay.
So they don't. It says it right in there. There's a high chance one or both may become insane. So that's something you got to worry about with cloning. Yeah. So, all right, Mike. Any other dark elf deities you want to discuss?
Yeah, I'm curious about Keptolo, who's a male demigod of the dark elves.
Is he in here?
Yeah, everything I have should be in monster mythology.
Let me go there. Oh, because Zinzera's in here too, correct?
Yeah.
Refix, you are. Say something in chat. You just got a first. You got a founder badge because I eliminated some non-ones and that popped you into the top 25. So thank you. You are now got a founder badge added. Okay, so let me go to. I have all these other
Keptolo
PDFs.
seems to be like the dark elf version of Oludamara, but he's also the consort of Lolth, which kind of makes him a pretty important figure. And I think the way it's described is he is who all male Drow want to be.
What's the name one more time?
Keptolo. The K.
Is a hero or I
think a demigod.
Demigod. Whew, I'm looking. I am looking here and I don't see.
If it's not monster mythology, then it's
tell it
somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere,
here's Karen. See, like she's a demigoddess as well, of undead and vengeance. So
yeah, I got a bunch of hits here. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that person in here, but that's cool, Mike. Maybe it was made later on.
Then that one must have come later.
It's mentioned in the Living Greyhawk Deities list.
Okay.
Yep.
So consort of Oludamara? Wow.
Yeah.
What is the sphere of power?
I'm going to
flattery drunks, rumors. So it's totally a debauchery god.
That's male consort of a sweater queen. Yeah, it probably does have a lot of turnover. Yeah, especially if you want to get you don't want to get consumed or whatever. Hourglasses. Yeah, very good point there.
Drow males, flattery, yeah. Intoxication, rumor, and opportunism.
Yeah, very cool. I don't have any stats on that person, unfortunately, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good find. Yeah.
Definitely a good one. You also have in here, like I said, this Kairan Soleil, Drow deity of undead and vengeance. Yeah. I don't know.
So, like, half of the gods of the Dark Elves are demigods, which, hey, the humans have a lot of them too, but imagine if 50% of your pantheon was demigods. That would be interesting.
Well, I think that goes to saying that you have Corellin Larethian as your greater god. You have, maybe, is Rilfane Ralathil a greater god too for the Sylvan Elves? See now, let me check that. Elves. Lesser. Rolfane, so the tree for the Sylvan Elves, which is a lesser. Is he the only? How about Sehemin? They're all. Maybe he's the only greater god. So it's stacked down below, Mike. As far as there's a bunch. They don't want to make them all lessers because remember, intermediate gets added later, and you have lesser intermediary,
Yeah.
intermediate, and then demi. So that could be it. What it is. But yeah, they have a lot. You're right. They have a lot of really neat heroine demigoddess types. Here's another. Okay. Well, there's other Underdarks we can do in a second here. That's a neat one, Mike. I don't, and you caught me on one I've never heard
Sorry
of
to stump
before.
you.
You did stump me on that one.
So while it's not Greyhawk specific, it is a dark elf deity.
Mhm.
There's no reason you cannot purloin or steal deities. I mean, Elistrae is definitely a Forgotten Realms deity, no doubt about it, right? Because as we've heard many times from, it's like the favorite deity of Eric Menke, right? And she's worshipped a lot in the Moon Shades. And I even got a specialty priest class written up for her. There's nothing wrong with doing that. So cool. All right. Well, we're nearby. Durgar. I don't think I've ever used a Durgar deity ever.
I don't think I've ever used the Durgar, but they're really cool.
Yeah. I've used Durgar, but never
them,
deities of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not got down to that point.
Yeah.
Interestingly, they don't have but one deity that I found.
I have 3 here.
You have 3? Okay, this should be good.
Who do you have? Who do you have, Mike?
Leduger.
Yes, an intermediate god. Grim and gloomy, destroyless god, long ago forsook his brothers in the dwarven pantheon and exiled himself to the fringe dwarf communities.
Yes. So he's left.
So he's another. So once again, they're saying that the dwarves have also gone underground. The dark dwarves, the Durgar.
Mhm.
I did not know that.
It was not as combative. Maybe it was more of a personal grudge.
Dwarves hold grudges for a long time, don't they?
Yeah.
A real long time. So you have a slave driver who demands constant toil under harsh conditions from his people. He does reward hard work. Oh, that's nice of him. Lawful evil. All right, so then you have these two, Dyrinka and Dainkarazan. Wow.
Those are Darrow.
Oh, they're Darrow. My bad, dude.
Yeah.
I wasn't even reading.
Oh, that's why.
Mike was right.
Yeah. So the Durgar are dwarves.
Yeah. The Darrow are not.
Leduger, out of spite,
thank you,
left and he went underground permanently, and in doing so probably mutated his followers into what they are today.
Darrow party too much. That's funny, Tim. Yeah, and Durgar are like have all these immunities to illusions and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Now, from what I read, and this was probably on one of the wikis, before Carl Sargent, Monster Mythology, it was assumed that the Durgar worshipped Abathor, which is a regular god of greed.
So the Durgar worshipped the Abathor deity
before Carl created Leduger.
Huh.
Leduger. Yeah.
Matt says Deep Dora is a female Durgar god, and she's not.
There we go. Deep.
Yeah. And
she's Deep Dora.
I like it.
She's not in here.
That's cool. Now I'm
someone
that.
Felt sorry for poor Leduger, and
she may be an Ed thing. It's possible that she's an Ed thing.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mike. These two are Darrow, which is also Underdark deities.
The writing on this god amuses me, though. It says that he hates every Underdark deity. Hates them all. He probably hates Deep Dwera too. And that his only friend is Grumbar. which is I think
Doesn't
is one of
sound.
those. Isn't that one of the elemental?
I was just going to say, it doesn't
princes?
sound like your best. You want to have as a best friend. Yeah.
What the Earth one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was amusing.
Yeah. So Darrow, Tim points out that Darrow and Night Below are serving the Abylus, not the Darrogar. Darrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Serve Abylus. Just made it forgive. Weren't Darrow Sewell bred?
Oh, that's a funny
Oh, that's
story.
an interesting.
No,
Yeah.
Dave's right. I think they were. I think they were bred.
Oh,
They were
okay.
specially magically bred. I believe so. You are.
I bet the Darrow in Doom Grinder would disagree with that.
Oh, please! You brought that up. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's painful. Yeah, Dave, I think you're right on that. I think you are. So I don't. The Darrow. So here's something strange that happens a lot. I don't know if it's just me or my campaign, but players tend to want to negotiate with Dark Elves just to see, but they never negotiate with Darrogar or Darrow ever. Am I correct there? I mean, they're just like, these things are abominations, and we go after them. But the Dark Elves are like, first off, and then it always fails. Well, not always, but 90% of the time. Sewell Empire miners, yeah. But I don't think there are Len Lakofkas there, the Darrow. I don't know who created the Darrow first. That's a good question. Figure out who. It's lost the time. A lot of them. Some of them we can backtrack who created what monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Others we cannot. Unfortunately, I would love to know who created a lot of the monsters. And see here under Lost Gods, here's the Elder Elemental God. So, and it has its own section. Also talking, and it says here, humans,
so cool.
Drowl elves, and evil dwarves are known to have become priests. So, the worshipping on that is beyond, according to this. Reasoning of them doesn't work well. Yeah, well, I can see that. I can see that, Rob. I completely see that. So, S4 Shokanth, Net Diver. S4 is Shokanth, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Darrow are definitely Psycho.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out the reference that Shokanth doesn't have Darrow in it, does it? It has a couple servants. Maybe there are not a lot of them in there. Oh, thanks for stopping in. Really appreciate it. I'm trying to remember because we're going to go over Tharizdin and Shokanth within the next couple of weeks during the Wall of Fame discussion. So, you also have Dweeblix added in here, which is interesting there. So the Faceless Lord. And it says here, a few Abylus revered as deity. Now, if you note, I want to show you something here. And this is being re-released by Frog God Games. They're doing a Chaos Rising 2 and a Chaos Rising 3. I know that for a fact. This is Chaos Rising, and I ran this. It's all about you fight Dweeblix, you tango with Dweeblix in this one, so that's pretty neat. And this is an old Necromancer Games one, G5 for Necromancer Games. So that's pretty cool there. Thanks there, Alderon. Really appreciate that. So, and then there's this Dark God. It says the Dark God is not able to use an avatar. Perhaps, perhaps the Dark God is banished to the Elder Elemental God, but it's not Tharizdin. I do not believe. It's another god here. Yeah. Yep. Which, the god at the end of all things. So, Carl's done his, work on adding stuff in. Frog God does some great work, right? Here, I'll even give them a shout out here, because they do sponsor our fantasy mapping show. And our next one's a week from Friday, and that'll be the last show, by the way, before I go on vacation. And you all miss me for almost 9 days, so I will not be streaming. So, okay, Anna, Mike, where do you want to bounce to? We got a lot of things we can bounce to, a lot of different places. I got a lot of things open.
Well, backpedaling to Dara real quick.
Please do.
So there was the two. Darinka, the god of the Darrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is a twin brother named Dink or Darzan.
Yeah.
And they don't speak of him. And it's like heresy to speak his name. And apparently he was backstabbed by his brother and is trapped by the Mind Flayer god. So that's an interesting subplot, I thought.
And I'm also, when I read the monster mythology, I'm kind of struck a little bit by how beholders seems to be a big thing. They even the logo of the whole chapter is beholders, and they seem to be. In the beginning, I didn't really associate beholders with the Underdark, but they seem to. That's where they kind of in monster mythology they really go into it, and it's kind of cool because I never really saw beholders as having a civilization. They don't seem to be that biological and breed and stuff, but in a way it's really cool to make them more kind of having being their own thing and not just like one single weird thing, but lots of them. This is scary, and there's multiple versions of them too, and there's like the Eye Tyrants products have a whole bunch of them, and it's kind of interesting that you have hang on a second, or the beholder deities, which is kind of cool. So they seem to have culture and the whole 9 yards, so to speak.
Oh, Fuzz, thank you. So thank you so very much. Gary asked a question. I'm sorry, Patrick asked a question: is the flora and fauna of the Underdark discussed anywhere? Your best place that I know of is when there's a really great discussion right here on when you enter the vault of the Drow, what it looks like. That's the best thing I can think of. Can anyone else think of anything better? It's a great. It tells you what you see in the area, and that is that's pretty neat. You get the feel for it, and you get the feel for this. As the guard tower, you come to it. Beyond that, no, I don't think there is, unless they did something like in a 3rd or 4th edition publication that I'm not aware of. Yeah, Nightblow has some stuff too, and if you can get a hold of this, I'm covered. If you can get a hold of Nightblow for under, what would be that? Under $125 now, I would, and you want it, I would get it now because it's a box set, and it is going to be more than that. It's going to be even more than that soon. So I would, get the Nightblow if you want to get it as soon as possible. The Underdark campaign book. What edition though, Matt? Is it 3rd? I think that's a 3rd edition book. It may be in 3rd edition. Yeah, Underdark, Nightblow is great. Yeah, it was 3rd edition. Okay, so there you go, Patrick. In the Underdark book, which is hardback 3rd edition, it should have some information in there. Mike's going to maybe pull it out and take a look for you. No, don't have it. Okay. Do you have that book? Do you have the Underdark? I don't have it.
I think I do. Underdark. I'm going to see if I can find it somewhere.
No problem.
I think I do. What edition was it?
3rd.
3rd. Okay. Then I'm definitely sure I have it because it rings a bell somewhere.
All right. So let's flip back up here and see if we can.
That's the Forgotten Realms book.
All right. Yeah,
Good question, Flame Route.
Yeah.
Fire giants do seem to dwell underground, don't they? You don't see them stomping around on the surface like hill giants or whatever.
Well, flame route. I'm not trying to. Have you been around? I'm not. I'm just asking this question. Do you go back to the 1E days? Because let me go back to here. I don't have too many things open. I'm not being facetious when I say this, but if you go to the G series, right? This is against the Giants. This is G1, G2, G3. G3 is the connection against the Hall of the Fire Giant King. Right, the beginning of G3 here is there's the end of that. So you got Hall of the Fire Giant King. This is the connection. Okay, all right. So you know. I just wanted to make sure, and thank you for that question. So there's a direct connection here where the Drow are working with the Fire Giants. I mean, yeah, yep, absolutely. And the Clouders in here, and that
I can't
whole
find
picture.
it in the
All right,
mess
no
here, but
problem.
I think I have it. But yeah, because
Yeah.
I envision it.
Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah, so there you go. There's a lot of. I love it. I love the we got the Queen of Spiders, which everyone knows from our Sunday night discussion. We went through the top 30 again. That's #1 of all time. GDQ, series is the top one, and there's added content in there. I have mine put away. I have it somewhere. I should actually go through and see what the connections and changes were. I never spent the time doing that. But here we go. So we got Lost Gods, but we got more. We got the Illithid and Beholder deities, and we got the Surf Nebly and Myconids, coming through here. So we got other deities coming up at the end of this.
So Anna mentioned the Beholders.
Yep.
And interestingly, when I read through Monster Mythology, which admittedly is kind of new to me, I only have owned it in the last couple of years.
Yep.
I was struck that Beholders are actually heavily tied to Spelljammer. They're kind of a cosmic.
That's true.
Creatures,
Yeah.
So to say.
Yeah.
That was interesting
I
to
think
me that their main god is out there.
What, the Great Mother?
Great Mother. She's
Yeah.
like she's out there. She's not underground.
She's a being floating in space.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's gosh, I'm gonna sound cheesy. She's what's his
Or
name?
the Abyss.
She's what's his name's father in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Kurt Russell.
Oh, Ego.
Yeah, Ego. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it says a truly huge bloated beholder bearing debris all over its body because it's just, I guess, collisions in space, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Silently gliding through space, this monstrous horror is mostly wrapped up in her contemplations of the philosophy of chaos and evil. And it said she's the ultimate sage on these topics, but she is intensely intellectually arrogant and jealous. It sounds like it. And Brooke's not even the possibility of her ever being in error about anything. Wow. Yeah.
Only what she knows is true. Everything else is lies.
Is there anything from the ashes pertaining to the Underdark? Not that I am aware of. There is an Eye is the Evil reference because the Clouders in there. But there's not. Anna, Mike, can you think of anything from the ashes? Because Sergeant wrote that too. It's Underdark pertaining.
Maybe some dungeon locations.
Yeah, I can't think of anything where that goes in and that connects at all.
I was thinking up there in the north, there's a lot of weird stuff thrown away. So maybe maybe look there.
Yeah, I can't think of any. There is also a demigod here. Lesser, I'm sorry. Zemnid. It's only one of Great Mother's original batch of progeny to become a minor deity itself.
Yeah. That's impressive. So an original beholder who's lived long enough to attain godhood, and only retains the godhood by, I think, hiding away from the Great Mother.
Yeah, unlike her, he is prepared to parlay and bargain in order to add to his store. Yeah, all right, there you go. He sends his avatars to primary material plane to obtain such magical items and lure moderately frequently. Oversized sky blue beholder. That's cool.
I think it was fun to see that beholders do have priests of the Great Mother, albeit they're rare.
Right. Yeah.
So, whatever era D&D you play, it's like, oh, it's a beholder. Oh, that beholder's casting cleric spells.
Well, some of the eye stalk rays are clerical spells, cause serious wounds. Right? The originals.
But I would think if it was a priest, they would have
spell
beyond the eye stalks.
Right.
Right?
Doesn't the Eye Tyrant series do some of that?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, the eye. Yeah, there's that triple series in the book with that. The Eye series, yeah. It's good. It's good. Just like the Sea Devils too. There was a lot of great stuff because there was so much fluff and publications that came out during second edition. A lot of it got lost, but there was really great content. But there was too much. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, when all this came out, I actually was probably almost an adult then. I couldn't keep up with all of it. It was too much, and it was overwhelmed. You know.
Yeah, that's why I feel like I'm reading a lot of stuff for the first time, because a lot of these books I own, I never really read through.
Night Below's in reprint now, Patrick, right? That's good. Expedition of D1 Pitts is 3rd edition, and Night Below is Night Below is 2e. It's black bordered. It's definitely a 2e. Yep, absolutely. Very cool. All right, so you got to think of Mind Flayers or Illithids, right? When we come down here at this hour.
Mind Flayers are kind of they're cool because they have a lot of character. I kind of they're really cool because they're different and they use different powers, and also they have the Cthulhu connection in a way that are kind of cool. That's as much as Cthulhu I want to have in my games, but I must acknowledge that they're kind of cool. And even if the psychic is kind of, in a way, I want to do more with the psychic and make it, but I don't want to use the psionic rules from 1st edition because they were kind of overpowered and clunky and stuff like that. But I would like to. So 3rd edition had some cool stuff with it, so to speak. So now I haven't looked into how 5th edition and A5e how it handles Mind Flayers yet. So I need to look at that, but. They have psychic damage type, but if that's the only specialty with them, then it's kind of boring.
Mind Flayers tend to be like around, and they're always like solitary. Did you ever notice that? But with that, they tend to be. Some of them are working with Drowl, some of them are working with Keratones, some of them are working with whatever, Abylus or whatever. But there's always one of them, and they're always up to something. Mm-hmm. Now, am I correct that Mind Flayers were in a war with Githyanki to get Zerai? Am I correct there too?
From my recollection, the Mind Flayer Society is deeper and older than what is known. So, like you say, you may only encounter one. Well, there's probably Mind Flayer cities somewhere, and then that whole Githyanki, Githzeri thing. Yeah, those were slave races of the Mind Flayers that broke free.
But that also means that then the Mind Flayer should also be connected to the astral plane. Then, am I right with that? Because the Githzeri and they are astral.
Energy.
The only place they aren't is in the surface world.
Okay.
So
I think they might have ended up in limbo and the astral to escape
Yeah, that might be. Yeah, mhm.
Right.
Because the Gitsurai and the Githyanki are see, at least from my recollection, is that they're very astral. They live out there in the
Right, but that means Mind Flayers are in the Underdark and the Astral Plane, so they're in Planescape and Spelljammer. I'm assuming
Mhm.
both.
But the astral is one of these places you escape to, so to speak. So that has connection to a lot of things. So yeah.
There's a 3/5 book called Lords of Madness, which
Mhm.
goes a lot into Mind Flayer and
Yeah, I need to read that again. Yeah.
Very cool.
Damn, these shows put so much on my to-do list, on my reading lists, that it's
That's a
kind of
good thing,
crazy.
Anna.
Oh yeah, it is a good thing. Yep.
Hey,
mhm.
Anansi, good to see you. I
Hello.
always wondered how the
Yeah.
mythical Mind Flayer Elder Brain Lost Empire that worked with. Hey, Thunder. What's the consensus on races ancestors of the Illithids enslaved in lore? Well, it's Githyanki, Githzerai. I don't know if it's anyone else because it's not the Abylus, right? Definitely not Abylus. But I don't know of any others myself, other than because I was never big into the astral. I mean, we did. I think we ran Fedefensor once,
Darrow, perhaps.
and then I was like, wow, that was tough. So Darrow, no, I don't think so because the Darrow were created by the Sul, right? And the Darrogar were fled. The Darrogar fled to the Underdark. I don't think so. I think that
Well,
Mind Flayers try to enslave everyone, don't they?
yeah, they're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great main antithesis of a whole campaign series to have a Mind Flayer. That's a really good one. I mean, because they're super nasty. One of the coolest magic items we have is, I forget which character my friend Alan's character got in an adventure. It was published. If anyone out there, if Bill or Walter, anyone can remember, it's a Mind Flayer mask. It's not real. Puts the mask on, and then it has the brain pulling out abilities with the mask, which is really neat. Yeah. Suddenly you're stabbing your friend with a fork, or you're peeling your face off, like in the second second Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. Undead Elephants, yeah, that's happened before. I've done adventures. You can undead anything. There's undead beholders. Undead Elephants. There's undead Abylith. There's an adventure we ran with an undead Abylith in it. So
I think undead Mind Flayers would be an affront to Ilsanine, the god of the Mind Flayers.
probably. I think most
Because,
undead.
It's supposed to. I think when they die, all their mental energy goes to him.
The undead beholders are ghosts, like the doom spheres, right? I know that one. It's a good point. So you have a greater god and an intermediate god. So Manzakorian, right, is the intermediate god.
Yeah.
Dominator on all planes and worlds, other races only fit for food and slavery.
So he's the one driving the culture.
So that's the one. The other one is just the supreme leader.
Ilsanine, yeah, he's the creator god. He is, from what I read, there is no priesthood for him. It's just, everyone reveres
23rd level wizard.
And then the other one is the one that's actually
okay.
The prototype Mind Flayer going around dominating everyone.
Well, looks like he can grant wizard spells. That's interesting. To Elfid spellcasters. That's neat.
Yeah.
Duergar later lore says they were created by Mind Flayers. Mind Flayers use second bit to call a Dwarven clan to dig deeper and deeper. That's interesting.
A nice take. I like that.
Yeah. Zump, do you know where and when that is posted? Is that 3rd edition, Underdark book? Where is it? Just so we can get a reference for time frame. That would be good. I appreciate that.
It means Leduger lied.
Well, there's a lot. If you're not lying, you're not trying, right?
He's lawful evil.
There's a lot of lying. There's a lot of lying going on out there. So, Forgotten Realms, okay, where the lore may be a little different too. So, Thanks, Patrick, for that link. Drowl the Underdark is 2E, which is good. I really love that book because they really go into some culture aspects on Drowl there. Yeah. That is definitely the 5E lore. Okay, that's 5E
Oh.
lore. Because I don't think it's
Interesting.
that way in the original lore at all. Not even. But that's all right. Well, Underdark Myconids, I didn't know they had a god. Fulfill for fear. The benevolent Myconid god, a mediator deity dwelling in Nirvana. Teacher god. Well, there you go.
Another mental, spiritual.
Yeah, I
entity.
mean, look, this is like the Mind Flayer mind meld going on in this picture here.
Yeah, that would be Ilsenine.
Yeah.
Glowing green brain
Okay.
with 2 tentacles.
Oh my gosh, it looks like the
Gleemax.
it looks
Gleebex, yep.
it looks like the brains from the okay guys from the Star Trek where they're all bidding on Quatlus. That's what it looks like. Yes, the one where they get put in the arena. Yeah, neat. We did the Great Mother. All right, some good
Cool
deities down there. Yes, thank you, Game Masters of Triskelion. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Good call. The head Thrall looked like a vampire. It was funny costumes back in the 60s. Caladuran Smooth Hands. I've had a couple. Do we play Mind Flayers in Cthulian style? No. I play Mind Flayers just in a Greyhawk style for the most part, where they like. Thank you for the follow. They like eating brains. They like control. You know, and like I said, I've never used more than 2. I think at one time. I had a Mind Flayer.
Yeah, I can't remember last time I used a Mind
Yeah.
Flayer.
I don't use them Cthulian style at all.
No, I
in my
don't
game.
think you have
It's a good
used them
question.
forever. Yep.
I mean, I love in the Underdark utilizing them, and sometimes in other spots too.
Man, probably been 25 years. since
I
used a Mind
actually
Flayer.
had a Mind Flayer in Glipdel, one of my first streams ever, where Glipdel was attacked on fire by the Drowl. I believe no, it was not. It was not. They were with Keratones. There was one Mind Flayer with a Keratones. My bad. It was Crystal Lakes it was, but it was an early stream, very early. So that's like 4 years ago. Oh my gosh, I've been doing this for 4 years. Woohoo! All right, so Caladuran Smooth Hands. We've had a couple actual PCs worship this deity. His hands are completely smooth because he's constantly smoothing his gems, if I recall correctly. Yeah. His hands are perfectly smooth from constant polishing of massive stone controlling earth elementals, which he holds at the center of the world in Swift Legend, granting his race their summoning abilities. Yeah. So if you know from D3, which this is a weird glitch. It's not a glitch, but let me see if I can pull this up. It should be at the end. We'll talk about those. All right. Here, and this is a really dangerous ability to give a player character. So you gotta be careful. If you allow deep known player characters. Note that Svrfnebly of 6th level is 50% likely to be able to summon an earth elemental if the individual, for some reason, is not an illusionist. Okay. As noted above. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, David, what's up? Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, well, BB, we're going to talk about them. We haven't even gotten to them yet. They're really nasty. I think they're underused creature. So why is that? I don't know, and we've never figured it out. I guess to limit the power of characters is the only reason I can think of. So clerics, because you only can really have fighters, clerics, thieves, and illusionists, and multi-class combinations of them. So they have Azers. Why not Peck?
Yeah, Azers would make a good fire-based Underdark.
Yeah.
culture, right?
Mhm.
And then
Pecker definitely under.
Pecker or Earth Elemental.
Yep.
Underground. Yeah.
In fact, I don't know why I know this. If you read the Drizzt novels, there's a Peck. I've named Sparky or something stupid. Clacker is his name, who's been turned into a Hookar. Probably morphed into a Hookar. Am I correct on that thought?
It rings a bell. It was like
Yeah.
20 years since
Why
I
I
read
know
it,
that? I remember that.
but when you said it, it rings a bell. So it sounds vaguely familiar
Thank you.
that I think I read it. Yeah.
Yeah. Out of the way, Peck. Yeah. That's a different Peck. Did you see the Willow TV series coming out, everyone?
I haven't seen the
With
trailer.
him.
I saw a thing, a little thing
With
that it's coming.
Willow and Joanne Wally. Yes.
Oh,
Happy
Yes.
Wizards.
Yeah. It's not. It's a series. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Might even better.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It's better than a movie because there's will be more of it, hopefully.
Definitely.
Love Hookar.
Hookar. Yeah. I love Hookars. I use Hookars and Kingfishers a lot. So hope it's better than the novels. Hey, the original movie wasn't bad. The original movie has the worst trolls ever. Do we agree on that? Ever depicted as a monster in any movie. That's the only bad part of that movie in Willow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the movie Legend had one of the best trolls ever.
Yeah, Legend was good.
Yeah, that troll was, that came out of that marshland was kind of fantastic, the swamp. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been, but
I can't remember what the trolls looked like. They were probably so bad that
they looked like, what, in Willow? Yeah. They look like miniature Sasquatch.
Okay.
They screamed weird noises and stuff.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Well, you can always invent some weird. You can make a variant of the troll and call them Willow trolls.
Little furry. It was really bizarre.
Yeah, you can call them Willow trolls and make up some backstory about them. So yeah.
The trolls.
I should probably do that.
In Legend. Yeah.
We can have troll hags or something. Yeah, whatever you can. Yeah, furry willow trolls. There you go. Yeah.
It's really bizarre. That was a really bizarre thing.
Yeah.
So I don't have D2 up here, but I want to mention something. There is a spot, and some of you will remember in D2, where you find a magic item. And if you touch it and you don't say this is Gary Gygax's best. How you would know this, I guess you need to identify. If you don't say the word slulbapa before you touch it, you get, it's hysterical. You get teleported. Yeah. You get teleported to, hopefully I don't get a 30-day ban for this. No one can say anything. To Blipdolpulp and the elemental plane of water. And
the bullpup. Yeah.
Yes. However you say it. And then she saves you and then you owe her. So.
Yep. But I kind of, it's silly in a kind of a creative way, I must say, this adventure. So I kind of like it. I will not, like most modules, I will not run it as it is, but I would definitely take a lot of inspiration from it. And fish people kind of are interesting from a fantasy perspective, I think.
Yeah. I saw some people saying, who was it? Stephen Randy McFarlane and Eric Mona were talking about the D series on Facebook, and I think Stephen Randy McFarlane said, it was one of them said, D2 really could use some further development to make it even better, because basically you're just, the passage to the vault just goes right through the middle of it, and then you're in there and you can do whatever.
Sidetrack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see a long shot, very Elric like. Yeah. Get through. I love the Keratones. I love that they're mostly insane. The monitors are great. The weapons are specialized. They got the sticky shields. They got the stunning spear throw. Harpoon throw. They got the man catchers. They're thought up. They got really cool, unique items. They're large, and in my world, they breed Murlocs.
Oh,
and that's how they raid the surface world with the Murlocs. So, or we're gonna have to come up with a name, Fishmen or whatever, for the Altimeter box set when we put them in. So
Blib, out of the Keratones, if I get this right, he is or she is a creation of the Keratones like
Fantasy.
belief.
Oh, so she's been
Now,
thought
she's
about.
made real by their
Oh.
insane devotion
Mhm.
to her. Like if you killed every Keratones on Earth,
She
she would
just.
cease to exist.
So she's like the boogeyman of others, mentally created by the Keratones' insanity, kind of.
That's what I recall.
That makes total sense.
I don't know where I read that.
It doesn't have background on here as to how she was created or where she
No.
comes from. You know, so it sounds well.
Protection.
You know, that could be it. She's a
Yeah.
creation of their crazed mind. So
Yeah, I mean that's what you want when a Cthulhu
yeah,
story is weird cults and creatures manifesting bizarre, lobster-headed women to worship. That's
so got to remember this. Keratones are like frogs, amphibian more, as far as they can breathe air. They're not just underwater; they can breathe air as well, just like the Sahagwin, right? Limited though. So I don't do. I've never done a full underwater campaign. I've had underwater adventures. In fact, I just ran one in the Harby one like 2 weeks ago, where they had to go underwater to a shipwreck to deal with a ghost. A ghost and sharks and some undead drowned ones that were underwater. Well, so you're answering your own question there, right? David, you're answering your own question because it's from the warped mind of the creators themselves. Yep. Very interesting. Yeah, because Keratones are as Underdark as it gets, just from the D series, and they are the mortal enemies of the Drowl. Yep, and here they are appearing right with. This is D3 right here. So I love this map. So if I recall, there's the Mind Flayer encounter. This is D1. Thank you for the follow. I think that's D2. That's D3, I think. So.
Yeah, wouldn't the Keratones be eating shellfish like that? So they're worshiping something that is in their diet.
Yeah, it's all right. So
with garlic butter.
I've not run it yet. I have it. How in depth are the Keratones? There's one on the cover. There's a Mind Flayer Keratone, Darrow, and Abylus, right? On the cover of this, and I pulled this out because we haven't talked about the Abylus yet. I wanted to see what was available. Now this is Underdark, so you have the Abylus Savant. Whoops. So thanks, Patrick. Yeah, and you meet them off on the main path. That's D2. Absolutely. The Savant Abylus, which is the spellcasting Abylus, right? And I didn't realize this, but I guess the underground seas. Remember, there are huge underground seas in here, and you also have. I saw the Zidizactyl. Did I say that right? Zidizactyl. So the evil mantas, the Zidizactyl, are here as well, underneath. In that. So. Spider Drowl are awesome. So, Queen of the Spiders is awesome. The God of the Abylus. Where is that located?
Strange one.
Yeah, where is that located, Mike?
There might be one in monster mythology.
Okay, let me look. Anna, how about you? Do you?
We have the dark one, and then we have the what is it more? It's the
dark one. Some do. Yes, you're right. On
yeah.
the dark one.
Yeah,
Is that
which is kind of just Cthulhu-esque or something. It's just
yeah? So you're
one
saying
of
the dark
these.
one is the main one for
I
them?
think so.
Okay,
Okay, no, it's Night Below.
Oh,
Night Below
okay.
it's
has a
in Night
god.
Below, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
the Blood Queen.
Okay.
Blood Queen.
Huh.
Okay.
Piscathicus,
Oh, that won't
who is
say.
a bloated aboleth with no tentacles, no priests. It's just she's all about dominating and oppressing all other races.
I'm going to the very end.
And yes, BB, there is a let's see, Dragon Magazine First Edition Underdark issue that has the aboleth ecology. Dragon 131.
Oh, nice.
I was looking that up earlier today. I love that article. That came out in 1988, which predates Night Below. The article doesn't talk anything about their religion, but it definitely goes a lot into their culture.
So, all right, the Blood Queen is an intermediate power. I found it right here. And then we also have the god of one of the gods of the Zigzacto, but we also have there's one of those. They worship Demogorgon too, according to deities and demigods. So it says here the Blood Queen's driving motivation is to dominate all beings who come into her notice and to eternally extend the range of that domination. So are the Mind Flayers? I'm assuming Mind Flayers and Abylus are not natives to Greyhawk, correct?
Why
You
not?
get that feeling.
No, you don't.
They're very different in feel, but the world. I get the sense that they're maybe not native to the Flanese, but to the planet. The planet is big, meaning come on, and the other planes too. So
Anna, read Dragon 131, and it goes in a lot more detail about like the aboleth we see in the monster manual are the little ones. They're the little ones, the minnows.
Yeah.
They get really big and more powerful.
That's true.
A lot of them have plane shift powers.
Oh,
they're not native.
Then we have like we have lots of other parts of the multiverse. Yeah.
I think them and the Mind Flayers are like ancient races that are competing to conquer worlds.
That's I totally agree with that. They are way older than humans and stuff. Yeah,
I think both of them, and they fit real well into any Spelljammer or Planescape, right? Tentacles, the other white meat. Wow. So, all right, so you have that, and you have Zendrin as well in here. So, cruelty.
The beholders, beholders are more apt to interact with the surface world, whereas Mind Flayers, I think, are trying to dominate entire cultures. And the Aboleth are like these long play guys. They just live for centuries and millennia, and you can't figure out what their plans are because they're inscrutable.
See, it says here, it is said that her rarely laid eggs are dispatched to the prime material plane and hatched by parental aboleth to become the greatest of savant aboleth. All right, so there you go. So they're not of that plane to start.
Now, somewhere in my readings on aboleth, I found, and this, from the sounds of it, is a 3rd edition era edition, that there are also other aboleth. This might be from Lords of Madness, actually, but they not necessarily worship, but they patronize other elder evils, more Cthulhu stuff.
Okay.
There's some anything, and that's why in like the Lost Gods in monster mythology, Dreadlex and stuff like that, elder elemental gods, the aboleth worship all these wacko, strange things out there.
Huh. I always liked the and I think it was a Goodman game. It was either Goodman Games or Advanced Adventures. I'm almost positive it was a Goodman's game adventure where we had the undead aboleth, and it was really, really nasty. It's just so nasty. And
Fun.
God, Mike.
No, I was just gonna say, fun fact: in Greyhawk Ruins, in one of the lowest levels of the Tower of Zagate, there is an Abylus that the wizard Zagate apparently was friends with,
Hey,
and is still there.
Yeah.
So check that out.
so the Illithids are on Kryn, but they're crashed and they're devolved and because they were separated. That's interesting. What edition was the Far Realm introduced?
Fourth, I think, but I might be
don't.
wrong.
I don't know
For
anything
me,
about
Far Realm is 2.5.
Okay.
Okay.
This is
that might be
Bruce
those.
Cordell,
Mhm.
Gates of Firestorm Peak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's Far Realm.
All right, cool. Very
So
interesting.
the Abylith love to worship stuff from the Far Realm. They're crazy like that.
And Gates of Firestorm Peak was in the top 30 adventures of all time too, which is really cool. Another neat thing. I've got color pictures in here too. I guess that's. Ugh. Is that the two deities right there?
Yes.
It is. I guess it is. Ugh. Wow. Neat. Yeah, and look at the size of this thing. There's an Abyl. It looks like there's an Abyl right here. Look at the size of this thing. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cthulhu.
Flory did kind of bring Far Realm a little closer to the action. True.
Okay. Very cool. All right, so we got those. I know Tim is running this. I mean, this thing is so long. But that's the great thing about putting together a mega adventure that everyone loves is that it is long. You know?
Yep.
So who we miss?
Are troglodytes Underdark?
Lagazid,
dwellers?
right? We can say there we
It's,
go.
I've always liked that picture. It's a creepy.
That's a Cthulhu. That's a Diesel, isn't that his signature right there? Who's that?
Oh, or I can't tell from your screen.
Let me see if I can blow this up. That. I think that's a D, isn't it?
But I think we had that one previous show.
Yeah,
Who was it?
I think it's an E.
Oh, it's an E.
Okay.
EO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Palmokyu says Heraldry.
Heraldry, okay.
That's what I was thinking too.
Cthulhu look to it? Okay. Oh, it's an EO. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you have a vile being whose appearance suggests both toad and lizard. Yeah, that's pretty gross.
I like that one of the things I read that one of his spheres is eating. Eats things. A gluttony god. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah. It is. It is absolutely complicated and messy. I think if you're going to do psionics old school, you want to get the complete psionicist handbook and use that. I don't use psionics. I will use psionic blasts on non-psionics, for intellect devours, mind flayers. They'll blast them, and then if they fail their save, just like a mage save, then they may become insane or even be killed or whatever by it. But beyond that, an FC1. What's FC1 there, Dale? I'm sorry, FC1. All right, so we went through. I think we got them all. God, what's it? Yeah, as far as I'm aware. Yeah. Oh, Phoenix Companion 1, Hordes of the Abyss. Thank you. Okay. Well, that's another thing I did not know. Awesome. So, why don't we go with, you want some powers let me go and just note you Greyhawk wise.
Mostly deities.
Yeah, mostly D's. But if you say, for example, you want, and you can get these depending on whatever edition, and you come to the end of the D series, you want to pull a baddie from somewhere. You got the Thane of Loth here with all these priestesses in here. You can pull out if you want to go that route, and then here are all the estate houses. Of all of them, there's a Calavra again and her consort Limey. But you have all these different high-level characters that you can have doing their machinations on the surface world. So just note they're all here. I mean, they're not detailed too well, but look at these armor classes. They're all -8, -6. It's ridiculous. And I do that a lot. I will take, depending on what house I'm utilizing and what plans they have, I pull them out of here rather easily to utilize. Always some just great magic items in here too. So any silly Drowl from the house Elves here. Silly? No, I mean Calavra and Limey are the only ones that are really noted. Right here, they're noted. All the other ones are unnamed. So yeah. They have the greater tentacle rod listed here. These tentacle rods are also in Drowl of the Underdark, so you can get them there. See, look, it specifically says right here, if a Calavra was slain during the course of play in G3, she'll have been cloned. So, yeah.
There we go. Yep. I need to look at the clone rules, the clone spells and stuff, so I can get myself into that.
No Cult of Tharisden as an Abylus mind control. No.
Bye, Patrick.
Yeah. Patrick, thank
Have
you for all the
nice
support.
dreams of mind flares and Abylus.
Yes, we'll see you tomorrow night as we continue. I don't think we'll finish. We'll continue Vestra in the Helm of Selnor, right from Treasures of Greyhawk, but modified. So you can always pull some powerful creatures, beings out of here. You can make them up yourself. It depends on the direction you want to go. I always like when I make up my Keratones, I go to the was it Fiend Folio or Monster Manual 2, whichever one they're in. I think they're in Fiend Folio for my Keratones. Other daemons. Here's these are really cool. The Mesodaemons in here. These are also in Monster Manual 2, I believe. Yeah, all the daemons. The Mesodaemon and the Nycadaemons are in here, and they're really powerful. They're much more powerful than a lot of demons. So this is a good place to get some. This Nycadaemon, as you can see, he's smashing the little wizard with the hat. He's about, it's pretty interesting. So, I appreciate you guys are going through it, but I'm glad that human gods aren't tied to a specific setting. We asked that question. Who we asked that question of on why there's crossover with all the humanoid deities? We just asked that recently of a guest.
I think we went into it a little bit with Roger Moore, but no, that was earlier. But I was thinking I think one of the reasons for that is that the humanoid deities came in late enough that there were different settings. There were Forgotten Realms, Greyhawk, and a bunch of others. So I think when they came up with it, that a bit like Drow, they cross-populated because they were cool. So
it was Ed? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I think it was, yeah. And you're right. There's human deity. Well, human deities are different in both settings, and it's funny how. And I asked Eric Boyd this. He pilfered a lot of Finnish deities, right? He's got Ilmater, Myliki deities, that existed in the Deities and Demigods book, and then they have a lot of others that they made up. So it's the same thing. But there's a lot of crossover. So the difference between demons and daemons is, I think the daemons are from.
They're from
Demodons,
Archer, and those
Karen,
in between. Yeah. The demons are from Abyss. And then you have the devils from hell, and then
the Demodons are from Tartarus too.
Yeah, exactly. So they're in those kind of battleground planes in between. Yeah.
Yeah. The demons are here to go. Demons are from Tartarus, Hades, and Gehenna. It says. But they're able to enter the Abyss and the Nine Hells as well.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
and I want to reduce the differences between they're all fiends down there to me, so to speak. So but there are differences, but I want to tone them down a little bit, and they're kind of related creatures, so to speak. Yeah.
Demons are neutral even for the most
Slots
part.
are interesting. Yeah, they're another one from
They're,
down there, but
they're
they
from
are
Limbo and they're chaotic neutral.
exactly they're chaotic chaos, so they are
Yeah.
kind of worse than demons in some ways.
Which is
better.
really sad because then the mortal enemies of the slide is a 2x4. Is a board with a head and eyes.
Mhm.
The freaking Modrons.
Oh yes, oh the Modrons, yeah.
Because they're lawful neutral. I'm sorry. I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, they are a
Gith
little
are
bit
creatures.
different.
Gith, Githzerai, and Githyankai are creatures. They're not demons.
Mhm.
They're
No, they're-
races.
Well, demons are creatures too, in a way.
They're not from the lower
they?
planes. They're Giths are from the astral plane. Or,
Oh yeah.
Yep. So it's a
That
good
I-
question
yeah.
though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So right, they were renamed to whatever.
Oh yeah, you had
Tanari
the
or whatever.
Batisu, the Tanari, and so on. And in some ways, I like those names. I must say they came up with functional names. I think so.
So how many powerful powers can you think of that are named in Greyhawk? I mean, you have a Clavdra, you have Drowl, Severn named the Dark Elf
Oh,
librarian.
you mean all in all?
Named all
I
of
think
all the.
Living Greyhawk had a list of, was it like 60 or 70 or something? So if you take them and then some, then you can probably add a few more.
But I'm like Mind Flayers, Keratones, any
Oh, okay.
of all the races we discussed.
Oh,
Named goodies or baddies or player characters that are in publication or whatever. Like a
that
named
is not
Deep
that
Gnome.
many.
Yeah,
That's
what
not
I'm
that
asking.
many.
There's a lot of Dark Elves.
Okay. Yeah.
Are there?
You'd probably have your best chance with beholders, tend to be named.
But exactly, some of these are supposed to be kind of weird, scary monsters. You don't name them; they're just nameless horrors, kind of thing.
Rick
A
Miller's
monster, if it's just a monster, you don't name it.
Rick Miller says there's a named in Living Greyhawk Journal. There's a named Mind Flayer, so that's cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, cool.
A Clavdra was cloned in the Gore books. Yes, well, a Clavdra's.
Leda was the clone.
I'm staying away from that.
I'm
Doris
probably
saying
reading
Ghoul
that.
King of the White Kingdom. So, right,
Oh,
but he's an
yeah,
undead.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep.
lives underground.
Wolfgang.
Yep.
I will show it. Show you all that I'm not a complete heathen. I have the 5e version.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Empire of the Ghouls.
I ran Kingdom of the Ghouls. It's noted in my adventure log. We ran it. So, yep. We have it. Dungeon 70, absolutely. Living
Hey,
Greyhawk
JP.
Journal 14, Vault of the Drow. Did not know that there was a journal, Living Greyhawk Journal for the vault. Didn't they destroy the whole vault in Living Greyhawk? Just kidding. Because they killed her. What about Rose Estes content? Well, you're kidding, right? Yeah.
We mention it from time to time, to be fair.
Yeah.
We mention the existence. Yep.
There's no Zididactyls or Abylus. I'm assuming there's Abylus in below that are named. I gotta make that assumption.
That will be.
I imagine there
cool.
are. Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in what kind of naming scheme comes with these creatures. Yeah.
Any shady NPCs that figure out from the Underdark? Yeah. But he's not shady. Drowl Severnane, the main librarian from the Magic Users Guild, is a Dark Elf. Absolutely.
And then there's the Valley of the Mage, the Dark Ones.
Chislin San, or whatever her name is.
Wizard, yeah.
Yep. She's multi-class, isn't she? Mage Thief? Fighter Mage or Mage Thief? One of the others. Rickle now.
She has cool shades, that's all I know.
Yes. She's on the cover of... Where? She's on the cover. I have it right here somewhere. I think I have one. I'm saving it.
Dalamar. Oh.
Dalamar and Kryn. Well, BB, you just mentioned someone who's going to be discussed Sunday.
Ooh. Gotta say,
Jeff Grubb will be talking about Dalamar Sunday night. And I hit the. My gosh, I always hit those wrong button. Yeah, so there she is. This is a reprint. Yep. Rick's favorite adventure. Just kidding, Rick. I can't help myself. Great. Did a good job with the setting, bad job with the adventure. So Tislin Sand, yep. And there's others.
Dragon 307. I don't know. Tyler.
Some good aligned road. There's a prestige class about her and Dragon.
Reptilus.
Dark Elf? A Dark Elf deity? Well, we have Illustrate, but there's another one. Someone, I don't know. Elfid Priest and Night Below. Shanthropithus. There you go. Yeah, I figured Night Below is the place where you're going to get Keratones named. Look, there's a guy. I just opened it right up, and I got a Goblin Shaman that's named. I mean, my guess is that there's a green dragon in here too.
Yeah, I was going to be Drowl.
Who is this? So I imagine there's only like two or three Dark Elves in here. Billiam, I got you at the end. No problem. So. Oh, there's the Rock Seer Elves in here too, isn't there? Anyone know about the Rock Seer Elves?
Nope.
Nope. That's new to me.
Here we go. Elf Rock Seer. Huh. Rock Seer Elves are the rarest of all elven kind. They're far taller than most of their kin, with a few reaching almost 8 feet in height. An average weight is between 120 and 140 pounds. Rock Seers have been separated from the rest of elven kind since mythic times. Their own history tells they were cowards at the Great Battle of Corellon, Larethian, and Loth, fleeing the combat and taking refuge far below ground. They have no knowledge of surface elves. They know of the Drow and hate them, avoiding them whenever possible. They're extremely reclusive and shun the company of all other races, including the Surf Nebly. The only exception to this are Peck, with whom Rock Seers form friendships. Huh.
Seems counterintuitive to me that they'd be a taller race of elves and live in the Underdark.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, meaning when you live in confined spaces like that, it seems to me smart to be
This is
smaller.
Night Below. This is the monster list of Night Below.
Oh yeah, but we know that
yeah, that's
just
generic.
Yeah.
Huh. I turned to up here. Algeria, 18th level Rock Seer Wizard. And here's the funny thing. The picture right here, and there's another one, Darafayan. The picture right here in that area is the pool from D2. That's taken right from D2, that picture. The same exact picture from Shrine of the Kawatoa. And there's a whole thing about dealing with the Rock Seers. Well, this is interesting. So I guess you're going to be completely foreign to them in here. The Hall of the Rock Seer Elves. Huh.
Rocks.
Okay. Rock Seer. Rockseer.
Seers.
Yep.
They see rocks everywhere.
Can't ask Carl, unfortunately, his thoughts behind this anymore. That's a shame. Yep. That would have been really cool if we could. I think there's named Darrow in here too. Yep, there's named. So
probably named Darrow and Doomgrinder.
Very cool. All right.
If anyone wants a deep dive.
Yeah, Rock Seer. Yes, that's it. Rock Seer. And like I said, they're in here in Night Below. And there's 2 named ones in here. So Tim's gonna have fun running this for his kids.
Mm.
Very cool. I don't think I'll ever get to running this. I just don't think it's going to be part of my campaign. You never know, but I just don't think so. I got so much stuff prepped up, including Carlos's Slippery Cat adventure and the new adventures for Narwhal. Just so much going on. Writing, and all this stuff we're going to put out for Altamira too. So. From Geoff, Nidaleen, Z, Drowl, Dark Elf female. Is that from the Against Giants? Yeah, I knew Kaziku was Snake. Yeah. Yep. 17th level Drow Elf
I
Wizard.
would expect Dark Elves to be running around.
Yeah, there's a lot more. The other races are the ones that
I'd be
there aren't many.
impressed, like some Durger come back to the surface or something, work for Glidretti. That would be hilarious.
I like utilizing Underdark creatures raiding the surface world occasionally. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a good thing for them to live there, but it's a good thing for adventure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of them.
Just keep,
Thanks, Rick.
And then I love when players capture the Dark Elf gear and all disintegrates.
Yes. Now, I have a supplemental, almost great net book of magic items I use. One of them is called the Ring of the Drow. And if you wear that, the Drow items don't deteriorate. But it counts as one of the rings you wear. So
Taking a piece of the home world with them.
Yeah, a piece of the emanations of the exactly. Yeah. So, but City of Greyhawk. Yep, we said that. You said Joel, absolutely. And a character in my campaign has a relationship with Joel Severnane. Who is it, Anna?
I should know this.
In a group you play in.
Yeah. Now I have a brain fart here.
Ed Greenwood's character Ravalantar.
Oh,
because he's he's an Adaluk Greyhawk mage who's destroyed dead. Jawal is teaching him the Adaluk spells.
Okay.
So that's that's the relationship there.
Mentorship. Yeah.
Yep. He's mentoring Ravalantar. And we had some neat new Adaluk spells. All right. Well, you're getting cheated by Chuck. Well, Chuck always cheats there. Grape. I don't know if I should raid into him or not. He hasn't been a good boy lately. So I'm kidding. All right. So look at that. We're to 947. Please note, and we'll do some shout outs now. Please note, Legends of Lore for the next week will be Monday again, not Wednesday. My son's school graduation event is Wednesday night next week. So Mike will be able to join us, even though he couldn't. Right, Mike?
See, we moved the show for you.
We were lucky.
To have you.
It was lucky.
Yep.
A very lucky thing.
Yep.
So you're saying the 13th?
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. So what's going on there? We'll start with Anna tonight.
Okay, so I posted a little while ago, a couple of days ago. You can actually see a preview on my website at annabmeyer.com. Kind of just you can see that it's only for my patrons. It will be for everybody soon. I painted the story and the heraldry of Igvolv, and also a little idea on true names, meaning how to find out the true name of powerful creatures and what you can do with it. It's not hard for very established rules. It's just an idea of how you can go about introducing the concept of true names into your game. But there is you can sneak peek the heraldry of Igvolv, and there is a little bit of a cool. I can talk a little bit about the story of the heraldry. I based it on the crown. Igvolv in 5e has an illustration where she has a crown. So I took the design of the crown, and then I added something under that can either be seen as eyes, or it can be seen as witch-clawed hands that grip on things. so you can be seen as both. That's the design of so that plus the my take on Igbil was one of the things that I put for my mid-tier patrons. So and that was it. And then we have coming up. Well, I also added a heraldry page to my website. So all the heraldry that is on my map, the 306 something in
Wow.
not the new textured series. They will be there soon, but so all the heraldry that is on the map in PNG form is on the download in a zip file. I will also make all them available in SVG format soon. So they will come in SVG in true vector format as well. So I'm going to extract all of them from the map. That will be a couple of days work to take them all and export them as SVG. So that's coming too. And then I'm working on, for my top tier patrons, I'm working on two things. One is I'm doing some research in how to best map a sphere, to map a spherical world when it comes to make the height map. Because it's in the real world, you take a satellite camera and we use radar, and you put that on in space, and then you measure it. But the thing is that we can't do that because the planet doesn't exist in the real world. It's a fantasy planet, so that means that we have to be tricky about it. So that's why I have figured out a workflow that might work, so to speak. So I'm going to test it out, and I'm going to describe my idea and a little bit of how to go about it, because to map a sphere is really damn tricky, to be honest. It's much tougher than I thought. So because the software doesn't really support it, so you have to kind of work around it a bit. That is one of the things I'm going to look into and start kind of concepting how to go about making Earth 2.0. Because now we're going to up the quality and the scale and stuff significantly. So I want to figure out how to do it so I can kind of ease into actually doing it. So figure out how to do it is something that is going to take a while to figure it out. And also I got the people have asked me to get the template for the new shield. So I'm going to put together the template and scribe down a little bit on how to do it. So that will also be for my top tier patrons come in. So and then there is let's see here, we have, yeah, there will be updates. I'm thinking of what we should do for the fantasy mapping show. I have a couple of ideas for guests and stuff, so we'll see if we can get them
9 days away.
come. Yeah, exactly, 9 days away. So we need to work on that. And also, I must point you out to Alyssa is starting to work on Wompham, and
Yep.
it looks cool. It
We're
looks
see
cool.
a bunch
So
of it that Friday.
Yep. So she will update stuff on that. So and then it's the 598 map, the new update, and the Altamira project, and then we have the Tim's up there, Split Rock, and up in the Rovers. So those are so there's like 5 or 6 projects I'm kind of juggling in between here. So and stuff. So it's kind of, yeah, it's busy, but it's fun. So it's starting to get there, and small projects are coming. There will be more heraldry coming. Igville was one of them that I've been working on and got that out, and there is more coming, but it will not be like huge chunks. It will be small little batches and little special ones with story. And I'm also working on the story of Warduke and a couple of other characters for my campaign too.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool, Anna. Thank you. We got Mike. What's going on?
Oh, well, I'm here. I'll be seeing you guys on Monday. Go to Greyhawkery.
Awesome.
Read about the Fessel Warg.
Very cool.
Ask what is a Fessel Warg? Well, you don't want to know.
We don't know what our topic is yet for Monday. We will work on that over the weekend. So
we need a topic.
We will figure that out. So,
yep.
How's your game going?
My game with Rich was yesterday. I was scraping by pretty good on that one. Otherwise, Thursday games kind of dragging a little. And Wednesday game, I'll get back to you on because it has not happened yet.
Oh, really? Wow.
COVID.
Oh, that stinks. Someone's got COVID. Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
out of commission last week too.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
it was. I hate to say it was good timing, but Casey and our Living Greyhawk Theocracy, the Pale thing was last week, so that's cool.
Yep.
Did not test positive like my friend, but I was definitely coughing my head off for a
Oh,
week.
man. That stinks when that happens. So, okay. This is what's going on the rest of the week. We got a lot going on. Tomorrow night, though, Windborn, we continue Vestra in the Helm of Selnar, taken right from Treasures of Greyhawk. Walt's character, Arian Ralphson, son of King of Hungred, and Rowena has found out that he has and believes he has now an older half sister who says his claim to the throne of the Frost Barbarians is illegitimate, and she's basically called him out. So now they're going and finding all these. She has this power of mass charm or permanent charm, and they don't know how that's happening. So that's where we are in that adventure. If you saw my pictures up, there is a lot of Dwarven Forge on my table set for this, for coming up for tomorrow. So there you go. Very cool. Tomorrow also is the big one, the big quarterly giveaway, $75 gift certificate and a $25 gift certificate to my first ever sponsor, Miniature Building Authority. That is tomorrow night. Okay. And that is our Thursday night. Saturday, a special Saturday night special, the Slav Squad returns with very special guest Uteyame cosplay. It'll take place in Southern Selene, and it's called Deception and Vengeance. I have some really great works by Builder Master Crafter for this too. He's really stepped up. We got a really nice, and I don't want to give it away, but it's an elven tree fort. It's beautiful. Wait till you see it. One of the early sculpts from Gamescape 3D, and it's really nice looking. And so we have some great visuals, and we'll have a good storyline. I have a feeling I'm going to take some of them out. Kind of told Anna and Tim the other night some of the backstory on it. And we'll do the Stratagem Wiz Dice giveaway, but I may do an STL giveaway for the Dark Elf Tower as well. We'll see. That is Saturday. And then the Sunday, one of the biggest gabbins ever, and it's our 200th, which makes it even cooler. And this was Ed Greenwood's idea. He wrote the Wizards 3 adventure discussions in Dragon Magazine, and we're going to have 3 legends on to talk about the Wizards 3 and talk about, Greyhawk and Forgotten Realms and Dragonlance, all 3. So we're looking excited. Jim Ward, Jeff Grubb, and Ed Greenwood all together on a gabbin, and that'll be this Sunday night to finish it all up this week, celebrating our 200th gabbin show. So that'll be exciting. And that's what's going on here. Also, and I've linked this multiple times, we are getting close to initial registration and putting in your events for virtual Greyhawk Con. Okay, and there's the link. It's not up yet. You can't register yet. June 30th, we start. You can put in your events then. I've already lined up some streamers. Greyhawk Reborn is back. Troller Games is back with extended content over what they have last year. I've gotten commitments from, of course, myself. We're doing another Grand Joust of Altamira. That'll be the main event on Saturday night. It'll be double elimination this time. Blue Box is committed in. Carlos Lysing is committed in. Guild Superior has committed in. Tim is committed into running something. And we got a lot of people out there who want to run events. So let's all get them in there or as early as possible. Thanks, great. It is October, first week in October, and we start sign-ups at the end of June. start rolling for there. Because yep, really excited about this. And if you have any questions, you can just reach out to me. It's easy to do. It's easy to put stuff in. All I ask is that if you put in adventures, you commit to running them, because people are going to sign up for stuff and they want to get on a game. So please make sure once you put in that you are committed to running those games. All right, we don't, unless it's something crazy, we just don't like canceling as a DM. It's kind of something, because we have like 65 events normally. It's not like Gary Con with 500 events. So good. Well, let me know about that. Seminars, yes. Oh, we always finish up with a Greyhawk Ask the Experts. Last year we had Eric Boyd, Eric Mona, Joe Block. Who am I missing now? And there was someone else from that. It was really great last year.
Oh yeah, we always have like a,
yeah.
a wrap up, ask the experts.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I will have a seminar and talk about showing some new stuff and there too. So yeah,
absolutely. I can't remember who it was last year. Who was the fourth person? I apologize. The first year we had Len Lakofka, Eric Mona. I think Luke came in for a bit. We had a lot of people, and this is last year's 2021. So let me just see if I click this and go 2022. So the site is up. I want to share everyone. I'm going to, in July, have because this is last year's artwork. Dan Smith has submitted through Troy Cannonball. Here is the following pieces of artwork. I'm going to share them with you right now for the first, officially here. And one of these I want you to choose down the road. We'll do a poll. These are on Ode 2s. Here's his Ode to Baldrin's Beacon. Okay. There's that artwork. I think that's pretty cool looking.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This is all the new artwork for Virtual Ground Con 3. His Ode to Ghost Tower of Inverness. Okay. And his Ode to Leonard Lakofka's Secret of Bone Hill. Okay. Rick, we'd love you to run something. Even if you just run one, man. And you don't have to stream them. There's going to be streamed highlighted events, and there's going to be normal games where you're running via Zoom, Discord, whatever you want to do. So yes, so we will decide which one will be the main one this year for Virtual GrowdCon 3. I kind of want this one because it's an ode to Len, but I'll take any of the three. They're all awesome. They're all, like I said, by Dan Smith. Beautifully done. So we have the artwork already done for this year, which is great. And I will put that somewhere where we can, you can all vote, and we will decide on that for 2022. Okay. Looking for that in July, because then I'll start getting shirts ordered and stuff like that afterwards. And Anna, we can colorize it a little bit too. That's easy and hues, right? Just
we can. Yeah, we can tweak it.
Yeah, we can tweak that. So tweak that.
Yep.
So that's what's going on, everyone. Let's do the giveaway. Last call. Oof.
Hashtag drawing. Or exclamation point drawing.
Exclamation point giveaway. Death Ray, I think you're in already. Let me just double check. Thank you for all the gift subs and all the follows and everything tonight. Let me just check or get the cloud bot up and the giveaway. And you're in, Death Ray. Gotcha. You're in. Closing it out. Winner. B-Town MC.
B-Town.
Is he on? He or she on? I don't see them on. Uh-oh.
What?
I don't see
B-Town's
them
all
on.
over.
I'll give them 20 seconds.
Chatter.
20 to 30 seconds.
Come on, B-Town.
I don't see them on in chat. Got to be on the claim. What's the rule? 10 more seconds. 9, 8.
Huh.
We're gonna pick another one. Next
This
win.
is Death Ray's chance.
Next winner. T. Satley. Tim.
T.
That,
Satley.
you know who that is?
No.
That's Josh's brother-in-law who we met at.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Hi. Awesome.
He's on. All right, I got him. He's on. So that's Tim. I'll get with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Good. Congrats, man. So, are you sure you want me to have your address? No. So, Tim, get with me. Do you want Treasures or the Greyhawk the Adventure Begins? Right, either one of these, and then any one of these 4 adventures, you can just chat with me, and we'll decide, and I'll send them right out to you. Congrats, man. Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. All right, we're gonna raid into Chuck, Troll Lord. Okay, and please, everyone, sit, hang out there, hang out while we do this, and we'll go from there. Tim, I'll need your full address. If you can just put that in Whisper or wherever, or give it to Josh, whatever you want to do. So, all right. So, who failed to get their prize? Who failed to get their prize was B Town MC. Not you. It was B Town MC. You're good. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night. Remember, so I'm only off Friday for the next 5 streams. Tonight, Thursday, off Friday, Saturday night game, Sunday night Gavin, and then Legends Lore will be back on Monday. So we got streams every night but Saturday coming up, but Friday coming up. So we'll see you all. We'll be on a lot. See you all tomorrow night. Thank you. All right, thanks. Hey, we tried to always trying to change it up here. Let's raid into Troller Games. Nice. Cool. 67. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you tomorrow night. Have a good one. Thanks.